Yo, what's good, family? Once again, it's your dog New GA on the cool check-in. Shout out to my nigga Jalen Rose over there, Jalen and Jacoby. Like they say, that's a dope part to step to all day. This is the day after the Georgia Bulldogs lost in the national championship to Alabama. Man, that shit was a tough one, man. To be called New GA, niggas always fucking refer to the Falcons goddamn loss in the Super Bowl. And now it's going to be referred to as New GA, the collapse of the national championship football team. So yeah, that shit was depressing yesterday. Anybody that followed me on IG at New GA or on Facebook at Jordan LaForge or the fan page at New GA on Facebook as well. You already know I was talking cash shit the whole motherfucking time, boy. I was confident. I mean, the whole week prior to, nigga, I did not even consider that we would lose this fucking game. Mainly because Jalen Hurts is trash. Like, I didn't think that Alabama was going to survive this football game by running it for 4 quarters and not passing it downfield. I just knew we was going to have us a ring. I know we wasn't going to break a sweat. It was going to be a motherfucking after party inside the dome. I mean, I just knew we was going to do it big. But it didn't work out that way. It's a couple things that I would like to point out, although. The first being after we got back from halftime. After we got back from halftime, you could see it immediately that the referees was going to be on some bullshit. You dig what I'm talking about? We had several face masks in the third quarter alone on Sonny Michel. You know what I mean? They didn't give us no flag for the 2 face masks in the third quarter for Sonny Michel. Easy touchdowns if we get those 2 15-yard calls. Also, the block kick that we had in the third quarter, number 7. They called it offsides. And I knew immediately before they even threw the flag that they was going to call it offsides, but it was just a good motherfucking jump, man. Homie jumped off the line clean. You know what I mean? It's like he went into the future to get the snap count, came back to the pass and like, yeah, bitch, I got you now. And the referee throw the flag on some hating shit. Like, come on, man. That's some old bullshit. But it didn't like we didn't have ample opportunity to win it also. I'm just going to note that as well. When the Tunga Valor, I don't know, I got to have his name right in front of me. But when the homie threw the first interception, might have been his only interception of the game. But when he threw that interception, we got the ball back. And my man Fromm, I mean, it was divine intervention. But my man Fromm throws a pick almost immediately after. Maybe the following play after. It bounced off. He threw the football. And it bounced off Alabama's defensive lineman's helmet. And it was like magic. It just appeared in one of the Alabama niggas' hands. And off they ran. I mean, it was like some kind of divine intervention mixed with the referees bullshit mixed with Trump sending word down at halftime because we booed his ass coming into the stadium that he wanted Alabama to win this. And they ain't even going to bring up Roy Moore. That's a whole nother subject. Speaking of disasters, and I don't mean to compare the two, I want to send my condolences and plenty prayers and blessings up to California. They reporting at least 13 killed in fast-moving California mudslides. I mean, it went from not raining in Southern California to floods and mudslides in Southern California. I mean, as far as global warming goes and climate change, yes, I do think it's a natural occurrence. I think over the course of millennia, the earth cools and it freezes and it gets hot again. It cools and it freezes and it gets hot again. I happen to think that that's the natural balance of the earth. But I also think that humans are speeding the process up as well. With our dependence on coal, and sources of energy that's non-renewable, the fossil fuels. You dig what I'm talking about? I mean, back in the motherfucking 50s, blood, you'll read papers about cats who already got the solar problem figured out. Back in the 50s, they already could get your car running on shit like algae. Back in the 50s. But the oil companies was greasing so much money that the Congress is like, man, fuck that. We getting paid too much money off this coal shit. People know this shit is rare. People know this shit is running out. And they gonna pay top dollar for this shit. We could dictate governments by selling this dependence on oil and fossil fuel. But if a country had the ability to renew its own energy, that would change the game. But I don't blame that shit on America. Because China's just as smart. The countries of Europe is just as smart. Africa, the minds of Africa are just as smart. If they wanted to have renewable energy, they would be putting their resources in developing that shit. I get that it ain't cheap. I get that it take data. I get that it take research and science to make this shit renewable and reliable on a national scale, yet alone a global scale. But I'm saying, if y'all gonna spend all this money for war, y'all gonna spend all this money for gasoline, if y'all government is gonna keep spending money on frivolous shit, I think y'all should be able to put $1 billion, $2 billion into the study and production of renewable energy. I don't know, I ain't a world leader, but I'm saying, y'all got all this money wasted on bullshit. Let common sense prevail. My condolences to California. Also, man, let's give a shout out to them Falcons, them dirty birds. Yep. We're gonna be heading into Philadelphia this weekend on Saturday to take on the Eagles. I really think we're gonna win this game, mainly for the same reason I felt that the Georgia Bulldogs should have beat Alabama. I'm not confident of the abilities of Nick Foles. He ain't gonna be able to push that ball downfield. And if he do, man, we taking that shit the other way. And they can't run that bit for 4 quarters because the NFL don't work like that. You got to push the ball downfield. It's a couple things I was reading up on earlier. A couple fun facts. Philadelphia is 2-1 all time against the Falcons in the playoffs. So they got a pretty good record. But Atlanta has won 3 of the last 4 games against the Eagles. So that's something to look at. I don't like to get into that shit, though, man. Oh, I even brought it up. But it's a fun fact. This shit ain't like data mining, no shit like that. Just a fun fact. Let's see what else I read. The Falcons have won 3 of the last 4 road games after the victory in Los Angeles last week. So we on the road. On the road, we good. But here's the catch, though. The cyclone bomb. The cyclone bomb that's happening up in the Northeast right now. I mean, we done played in some cold weather up in Philly before, but not with this squad and not in this kind of cold. So that's going to be something to look at right there. But we tough, though. Hell, they ain't going to be ready for this shit either. Come on, man. Even if you do practice in this shit all week, you ain't going to be ready on Saturday to still play in this shit. You can't get adapted. Hey, man. Today on the gram, they say the coldest spot in the United States this week or this weekend is going to be colder than the surface of Mars this week. It's going to be -11 on Mars. That's going to be the coldest it's going to get this week on Mars, which is still cold, my nigga. -11? Are you kidding me? It's going to be colder than that this weekend. You know what I mean? Just wait for it. But I think we're going to win this football game. Because our offense is going to show up, man. Never mind the shit we've been doing these previous weeks. It's playoff time, baby. We ain't got too many motherfuckers ahead. Excuse me. We don't have too many people ahead of us. So we should go ahead and focus on the person that's next, which is Philadelphia. And win, lose, or draw, we put everything in this game. And that's why I'm confident that we're gonna win this game. And here's my hot take. Julio Jones going to have 5 TDs this week. Julio gonna have 5 TDs this week. Oh yeah, shout out to my man Eminem. Shout out to Joe Budden, old hating ass. Hey yo, Joe Budden think he everybody motherfucking OG, and he always be talking about don't talk tough to me, nigga. Send your OG. So Jeezy went up there and checked his ass on behalf of the Migos, Yachty and them. You know what I mean? 21 Savage. Jeezy pulled up on their ass about that shit, and now Joe Budden, and which he was just doing his job. This is a disclaimer. He was doing his job, but he had the nerve to go ahead and bite their hand and feed him. And this Eminem's latest project, I think it's called A Revival. I didn't listen to the shit because I like the old Eminem. You know what I mean? That angrier Eminem. I don't like this kumbaya Eminem. Shout out to the growth. You know what I mean? I appreciate the growth, but the growth is something that ain't selling records right now. You know, you dig what I'm saying? Maybe you should put that growth into movies. You know what I mean? Leave the music alone if you feel like that. But that's neither here nor there. I thought this shit was going to be garbage, so I didn't waste my hour and some change listening to it. But according to Joe Budden, this shit was trash. Of course Eminem was going to go for this shit. Like, nigga, I didn't brought you out of shit. I brought you from Pump It Up to motherfucking, you know what I mean, Slaughterhouse. Some of the greatest MCs ever assembled, nigga, in the same group. Y'all sold mad records, nigga. Y'all toured for a while off of the strength of Eminem putting y'all together, even when sales weren't doing too good. You know what I mean? But as my disclaimer previously, Joe was just doing his job, being a critic. But Eminem felt a certain kind of way, so much so he decided to put, you know what I mean, a little jab at Joe Budden in the latest record the little remix he put out. Now, I think M snapped on the remix, but I really think Titty Boy, 2 Chainz snapped on that motherfucker. But we ain't talking about Tit right now, but salute the Tit, because you motherfucker, hey, that shit was yours, homie. You wrote that beat like a rhinestone cowboy. You wrote that bitch like a 73 Impala with the top back. You know what I'm talking about? You did that, homie. But as far as Joe Budden go, I recall you saying last week, I think it was last week, that unless a rapper want to hear from you, he might not want to put your character in the song. It's Eminem, put your character in the song, my nigga. Do you have the balls to go back at the GOAT? Arguably the GOAT, Eminem? I don't know, man, but I tell you what, Joe Budden can hate all he want to, but that old nigga got bars. That nigga got bars. So, I mean, if the niggas did match swords, so to speak, match pins, I think it'll be great for hip-hop. So, Joe Budden, keep hating on Eminem shit, man, and let him dish you one more time, and we're going to see what you're going to do. But I think that'll be good for hip-hop. Oh, yeah, shout out to SpaceX, bro. Oh, yeah, really shout out to SpaceX. Oh, man, I love what they doing over there. They're bringing the future. They're bringing the future to us for real, man. They launched the Zuma spy satellite this weekend. You know the story is that they lost it, though. Like, come on, man. It's a spy satellite. A, quote, secret, unquote, spy satellite. Bruh, you wouldn't even supposed to know about it in the first place. So the fact that you knew about the launch, nigga, you knew about the day that motherfucker was launching, that shit was bad business, man, for the people who was launching this shit. Whether it was NASA or NSA or whoever the fuck. It was bad business, the fact that you knew when that motherfucker was launching. So what's the easy story? I lost it. That shit blew up, man. We lost the rocket. That shit didn't even get up there, man. That shit somewhere scattered about the ocean somewhere. It's probably at the bottom of the deepest part of the ocean you can find. Because you weren't supposed to know about it anyway, bozo. So, of course, we're going to tell you we fucking lost it. Don't look for it. You know what I mean? Don't even Google it. It ain't there. It's gone. You gotta at least it won the James Webb telescope. You really need for that to come up.